Happy Saturday, everyone. Today we're going to do an update of my $10,000 YouTube challenge portfolio. As a reminder, the goal of this portfolio is to beat the S&P 500 in 2026 by choosing 10 stocks that look like they have good growth or a good recovery story. Before we get into those stocks, just a reminder, this is not financial advice. I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing. This is purely for entertainment purposes. We had a huge red day in the market yesterday. I think the S&P 500 was down. How much was it down? Okay, 2.6%. QQQ was down about 3.5%. So really big downward day. My YouTube portfolio got smacked and was down 4% yesterday. My Roth IRA was down 4%. My ETF portfolio, which is mostly VOO and QQQ and some other stuff, was only down like 1.5 to 2%. So not as bad there. But we had a huge red day. All right, so here's the current portfolio. We have AMD, Texas Roadhouse, Chipotle, Duolingo, Shopify, Amazon, Hims, CoreWeave, which is a new position, and Nike. I added CoreWeave because I wanted to add an AI cloud play. CoreWeave, we can start with the chart there. We'll start with the CoreWeave chart. But CoreWeave has not yet passed its all-time high like NBIS and IREN have. I still may add IREN or NBIS because I feel like those are good stocks as well. But we're kind of looking at those. But yeah, everything got hit really hard yesterday based on Trump announcing that they're putting a 100% tariff on China because China was talking about some import and export and tariffs and fees on the US. So we don't know what's going to happen with that yet. Monday is Columbus Day, so the market is closed. So I would expect Tuesday morning to be a big red morning because a lot of people are probably panicking this weekend and are probably going to sell expecting the worst. I posted a video yesterday with my thoughts on what's going to happen in the market in the upcoming weeks, and I'm fully prepared for some more downward price action because I will be buying at certain points. I bought a lot yesterday to take advantage of the red day in case things turn around. It's not out of the question that Trump posts a tweet this weekend like, hey, everything's good, and then the market shoots up. But let's get into the stock charts of what I'm holding. So let's go into AMD. So here's the daily chart on AMD. We see that it made a new high on the RSI. So that tells me that this is not wave 5. This is most likely a wave 3. Typically when we see a wave 5, there's going to be some bearish divergence on the chart, meaning there's going to be higher price action and the RSI is going to start to go lower. As of right now, we see a peak on RSI. So I expect this to go down like we're seeing now, and then one more wave 5 higher. If we look at the Fibonacci retracement tool from this previous high to this low, we see that AMD got up to the 2 extension and is back down to the 1.68. So as of right now, AMD found support at the 1.618. Realistically, we're just going to have to see what the market holds for, like what's going to happen on Monday, Tuesday, once the market's open. But looking at this, we see that there is this big gap up from here, which could be filled. Yeah, I mean, it's quite possible AMD goes down some more. We have the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages. Realistically, it all depends on what happens macroeconomically with this tariff news. If we get some good news over the weekend, this could be it and AMD goes up. If we get some more bad news, there's definitely room to go down. So we basically have to wait and see. AMD was down 7.72%. So I bought a share of AMD. I think I bought one in both my Roth and this YouTube portfolio. This looks like a good buying opportunity. Again, if price goes down, I'll buy more at certain marks. Amazon was down 5%. Amazon will be affected by the Chinese tariffs, considering a lot of what they sell is from China. If we look at the retracement from previous high to the previous low, Amazon has yet to reclaim that all-time high and is going down. So if we look at this, we can see that RSI started to peak. That's probably the top of wave 5, and now it's going down. So this could be the full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Amazon. If we see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's pretty clean. So let's look at what the possible targets if we take the retracement from here to here. Interesting. So I didn't do that yet, but if this is an ABC, we got A, B, C. Typically, the length of the C leg is at least the length of the A wave. Takes us right down to the 382. Let's look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart. Yeah, so I won't be surprised if we hit that 382, which is about 205. It's a great buying opportunity. I will be adding to Amazon in my Roth IRA there at that point. We also do have this gap right at the 0.5 retracement and the 100 weekly moving average. That's a great spot to load up to if we end up hitting there. I don't know if we'll get that low. It's really going to depend. Again, so this is one thing. You can do all the charts and all the fundamental analysis on a company, but you really can't overpower macroeconomic events. That's one thing I learned years ago. I think it was either during COVID or prior to that, whenever it was. But I really learned that macroeconomic events trump, no pun intended, the fundamentals and technical analysis. So when Amazon is looking like it could go down to this 0.382 or 0.5 retracement, I'm thinking it goes down to the 0.5 based on this. That would be a great time to buy. Let's look at Chipotle. Chipotle, I think this might be the low right here. We see it found all the support right below the golden zone, and it has been working its way up, and it is back down in this golden zone right at the bottom of the 6.5. So Chipotle went up almost to the 50 daily average, back down, back under. We need Chipotle to stay above this 618. So we will see what happens there. I mean, Chipotle shouldn't be too affected by, everything's going to be affected by the tariff news, but Chipotle's business itself shouldn't be affected. Meaning the prices, maybe actually, the bowls and cups and stuff, I don't know where those are produced, but as of right now, Chipotle is looking okay. We will see what happens. I think I did add to Chipotle. So yeah, still above here. Chipotle is still looking okay, not too bad. CoreWeave is a new position I started. So I started right around, I started right as it broke out above this previous high because I thought it would break out to the upside, and then we got the news and went down. So as you've known, I've kind of been watching these retracements of the 786, 886, and I saw that the 886 was previous resistance turned support, and then CoreWeave started going up. As soon as it got past this the 148, I started my position. I bought one share and then I bought another share as it started going down. So we will see what happens here, but CoreWeave has yet to break past this previous all-time high, so I do feel like long term it does have room to run. It is above the 15-100 moving day average, so yeah, CoreWeave's looking okay. I'll add to it. Yeah, we'll see if it goes down. Everything's going to go down next week most likely, but Duolingo, interesting. I just saw Duolingo is releasing an anime series, which looks interesting and a pretty good marketing strategy to get people into this. But Duolingo was down 3.62%. They currently found resistance right at this 0.382 and the 100 and 200 moving day averages, and they are right at the 50-day moving average. So interesting spot. Long term, I think Duolingo will be fine. The fact that they're branching out with this marketing, that was what other people are talking about. So Duolingo is a big customer of OpenAI. They're using ChatGPT, OpenAI, to advance their own AI inside their app. So I feel like they definitely have some good expansions planned for the future. Price action's looking good. It's not looking crazy. Again, they found support at the 50 moving day average, so nothing crazy. Hims got hit hard on the Amazon News, or Amazon News, tariff news, they're down 7%, but they found support right at that 50-day moving average, which is why I added to my position. I mean, HIMS is just moving up slowly and steadily, finding support on that 50-day moving average. So as of now, everything still looks good there. They're slowly moving up. Yeah, that's fine. Nike got hit by the tariff news because obviously a lot of their stuff is produced in China. But we can see they found support right at this previous gap. I put in an order for 2 shares at 65, which I got filled. And the reason why I picked that price, it was right at this previous high right here. So this previous candle got to 64.85. So I set it for 65 to make sure it got filled, and it got filled. This candle went down to 64.88, so almost to the penny. 3 pennies away from this candle, so I think that's a good buy there. We'll see if Nike can hold this long term, but Nike is definitely a good turnaround story. Went down from 179 all the way down to 52 bucks. Currently at 65, so pretty close to the low still. But this could definitely be, yeah. So that's definitely a wave 1 retracing down to the 0.5. So we will see what happens here. There's still this gap down farther. So it could definitely get down to $61 to $60, which I would add to Nike there if it gets there. And this is the reason why doing technical analysis is needed when there is uncertainty in the market and big macroeconomic events to prevent panicking. Because a lot of people probably panic sold yesterday. A lot of people are going to panic sell on Tuesday when the market's open, because I assume they're going to open red. But looking at this and looking for key levels is very important for creating a strategy and preventing panicking. You don't want to sell out of a position that could be finding support at a good area. Shopify I may remove from my YouTube portfolio because I already hold it in my Roth, and this downward trend is a good time for me to recalibrate when that position goes positive. I don't really want to double up on Shopify, but looking at Shopify, it was down almost 8% on Friday, still above the 50 daily average, still above this 886. Yeah, that looks like a completed impulse here. Yeah, so we will watch Shopify. None of these charts are screaming anything crazy. It's really it's really just going to depend on what Trump tweets this weekend, which is pretty crazy to think about, that the president of the United States has the fate of the stock market in his tweets, or X rather. Yeah, nothing crazy here, just a small little downturn. Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse. I might get a steak from Texas Roadhouse this weekend. But as we can see here, looks like a clear 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as we talked about before, wave 3 typically has a 3-wave impulse. So it really depends on how you count all that, because that could be part of the correction. Something like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then wave 3 inside would be this. Something like that, anyways. But yeah, that looks like a completed impulse up. Let's remove this one. So let's see what we're looking at here. See if it's So this got right down to the 786. It's currently in that golden zone area, trying to work its way up. That looks very similar to Chipotle, interestingly, which is also another restaurant stock. Exactly like Chipotle, found resistance at this 618, broke above it. Now they're back down, but they did pass down past the 0.65. Texas Roadhouse was only down 2.6%. So we'll see what happens here. They are below all the moving averages. Currently above the 100 weekly moving average, so that's better. Assuming this is the bottom, though, I mean, things look pretty good and can turn around. It's finding resistance where it's expected to find resistance, so we will see what happens. But yeah, that's basically all the stocks in the charts. Nothing is looking crazy bad right now. Obviously, again, any sort of news can lead to a huge red day in the market on Tuesday. The fact the market is closed on Monday, I feel like people are going to panic sell Tuesday morning. So that's how things are looking. I think the importance of this video and the news that is going on is to say, create a plan on what to do ahead of time so you're not panicking when news erupts. Oddly enough, Thursday night, I was developing a game plan because I was kind of recalibrating, reorganizing my Roth IRA, and I had certain levels and what I wanted to buy and what I was selling and all that stuff planned Thursday night. And then this news broke Friday, so it allowed me to take action, and I actually made some really good moves for the long term. But don't panic. Develop a game plan this weekend. You got Saturday, Sunday, Monday to develop your game plan before Tuesday, and then really just see what the market does on Tuesday. Because again, with Monday being a holiday and the market being closed, I expect people to panic Tuesday. I expect a strong red morning, and then see how the market responds or rebounds on Tuesday. But that is it for today. Again, make a game plan. Let's keep these portfolios growing.